Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to continue our NFL predictions with the New York Giants. And this was another down season for the Giants, and a lot of it can be sparked with their karma. Letting Saquon Barkley walk to a division rival and see him win a Super Bowl while they chose Daniel Jones, which he was cut mid-season. And just when they had a clear path for the number one overall pick, they decided to win a meaningless game against the Colts to bump them down to 3 and drafted Abdul Carter when they already have Thibodeau and Burns on the roster. Sure, they made defensive improvements, but can this offense get going this time with Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston or their draft pick Jackson Dart? We'll just have to wait and see. And for their schedule, it was basically the opposite of what the Eagles done. Instead of losing 3 games, that's all the games they won. And 2 of them mostly came on the road against Cleveland and Seattle. But then, like I said, they won that meaningless game against the Colts. And I know by the time the bye week hit and Daniel Jones was released, the Giants fans, they were comfortable losing every single game. They were comfortable in losing out, getting that number one draft pick, until they beat the Indianapolis Colts, led by Joe Flacco for some reason. And that blew up their plans. But hopefully the Giants can improve from 3-14 after a down year because Brian Daboll and Joe Shane somehow kept their jobs. Let's take a look at their schedule. Okay, New York, let's take a look at your schedule, and oh boy, this one's a rough start. So let me get this out the way. You're losing to Washington. You're losing to the Cowboys because Dak Prescott owns you. Sunday night game against the Chiefs, that is just gonna be ugly. I think I don't stand a chance with the Chargers. 0-4 to start the season, but I do think they're gonna get their first win over the New Orleans Saints. As again, I think the Saints are gonna be probably the worst team in the league. Since I've already done the Eagles schedule predictions, I already got them getting swept by them. Then they have the Denver Broncos. Give me the Broncos in this one. Week 8, like I said, already have them getting swept by the Eagles. Week 9, 49ers are going to take advantage of that easy schedule. But week 10, I got to go with the Bears in this one. But week 11, this is when things going to get a little interesting. Because if you don't know, Packers tend to struggle with the Giants in recent years. And I honestly don't know why. And I do think the Giants will get their second win over the Green Bay Packers. Week 12 will be the Lions. It's going to be ugly. And week 13 against the Patriots, that game is somehow on Monday night. Give me the Patriots in this one. So as you know, I'm not really high on the Giants. Now by the time week 15 hits, they're probably going to be starting Jackson Dart. So I am going to factor in that. I think they're going to get swept by the Washington Commanders this year. Week 16 against the Vikings. That's kind of a toss-up. But I'm going to go with the Vikings, the road team. I'm going to go ahead and give them a win over the Raiders. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch that. I got to go with the Raiders here. But I do got them beating the Cowboys because who knows what the Cowboys are going to do by season's end. So, yeah, rough season. 3-14. One of the worst records in the NFC. And that will probably end up costing Brian Daboll his job. And most likely Joe Shane's too. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Hopefully I have a better prediction than what I just did. But thanks for watching. Gamble safely. And I'll see you next time.